It feels really good to be back and able to sit here and record an actual Wizard101 update video for you guys on news that's come out recently, because this used to be my go-to. You know, standing in Wizard City, talking about the future of this game and future updates that it's going to get. Probably some of my favorite videos, for sure. Just like going over stuff that's happened. And I'm excited to get back into that. So this is the first video of that, you know, type that we're going to be making. And we're covering something big. There was big news that dropped 4 days ago. It was on a live stream from KI developers, and they were talking about what type of content we're going to be getting at the end of this year. So I finally feel like I'm able to talk about all this because I hit max level on my Storm. We did a few live streams where we quested through Wallaroo. People helped me, and also during those streams, people helped me kind of understand what updates have happened in the year that I was gone. And then also we've been going for gear too, so I've gotten a few pieces of Storm gear. I'll probably make a video on that once I get everything situated. I was asking people, I'm like, are we getting a new world this year? And this was before I had this information, and people were like, oh, we're not really sure. They said there's going to be some type of content. The last time we were in between arcs, we got the catacombs. And if you guys watched my world tier list, you know, you probably saw that I marked, or I gave the catacombs an F tier, but it's just because it's a side world. It's not really that fun. At the time, it was kind of a time sink just because of how they made the gear. I'm hoping they don't do that for this new world. Let's pull up the actual stream where this is from. I'm gonna actually mute my Wiz here, and we'll listen to what Rapbeard has to say, because he's saying that this isn't side content. So I think it starts at around 7 minutes. He starts answering a viewer's question.
Its category.
I am going to answer questions. The first one I saw, the answer was, what is the next world and what is the level cap increase?
Oh.
So the next world, we are this year in what is called, I guess the writers call it an off year, which basically just means that they're not pushing forward the main arc story. That does not mean we're not going to have any content this winter. In fact, we have a ton of content, and by some measurements, if you were to measure by, like, I think recorded lines, this update might be bigger than Wallaroo. It's big, so there's a lot of content coming. I won't tell you.
That's pretty crazy if it's bigger than Wallaroo, because Wallaroo took me a decent amount of time, and there was a good amount of dialogue. Sometimes I felt like there was too much dialogue in Wallaroo, but if there's more in this world, I want to call it a side world so bad. But if it's not a side world, then that's insane, because I don't think they've ever done anything really like that. Catacombs was a side world. What's like a side world that was required? Some people would consider Grizzleheim as a required world because there are spells there that you kind of need, but you don't have to if you want to just do main storyline. He's saying that this is actual main storyline content.
Where it is or what it's about. And there won't be a level cap increase in this winter. So the level cap increase will be 1 year hence, not this year. Hope that answers the question.
I think there was a different part a little bit later where he answers the actual is it mainline or not question. I'm just going to skip around and see if I can find this.
Lots of places we assess that, oh, the mainline, it is. So there is, it is mainline in the sense that you'll need to continue in the quest this winter. It is mainline, but so you won't want to miss it. In fact, you can't miss it. You'll need to complete it. So it's not an optional. It's not optional content in the way that it has been before. So if you look back at like Catacombs, which I think was 4 years ago, Catacombs was really sort of more optional endgame content as that on that off year, and this is not optional. You'll need to complete it. So.
And on that, just so you know, we are accounting for that in gauging the difficulty. It's not going to be like, you know, super difficult content like off-world stuff has been previously, and then also mainline. We're accounting for the fact that it will be mainline when thinking about how difficult the world is going to be, or the area is going to be.
The world or area. Okay. Interesting that they're kind of calling it both. I'm going to call it a world because if Rapbeard is saying that there's more dialogue potentially than all of Wallaroo combined, you know, more dialogue in this world than the last world that they just worked on. That to me feels like it's a whole world. So we're getting a new world, potentially bigger than Wallaroo, probably lots of areas. It's not a side world because they're saying that it's mainline content, and they're going to kind of gauge the difficulty, knowing that all players need to get through this in order to continue someday with Arc 5. So this is a required world in order to get to Arc 5, basically, is what they're saying. No level cap increase, but we've never had this before. We've never had it where an entire world is going to be... Wait, who is this guy? I've never seen this guy before. Gold cap? What? We've never had it where a world is required, but it's not part of the main story. We've had lots of side worlds in this game where you can just, you know, go off and do it whenever you want. A lot of people know, like, you know, kind of when side worlds fit into the general questing, what level you should be to go and do those. I'm guessing there's not going to be new spells, right? We just got new spells in Wallaroo, so I'm wondering like what the main incentive is going to be in this world. Because usually, you know, people aren't going to... Think about this in the future. People aren't going to like this world if we're level 200, and then once you hit 170, finish Wallaroo, you're going to be like, oh man, I have to go through this extra side world that's actually main world, you know, mainline content that I have to do in order to get to the next world. So, I don't know. Is it going to give XP? Probably not, because we're already maxed out. I was doing a lot of thinking as to what the setting of this new world could be, and at first I was thinking more along the lines of this being an expansion to a world that we already know, like Aqua or something. But then I was listening back to Raptor's statement on this new world, and with him saying that there's that much dialogue, and pretty much like the entire year has been spent, well, maybe the last part of the year has been spent on them working on this world, just like they would on an actual Arc world, it makes sense to me that this would be its own world that probably would have its own place in the Spiral Tree, in the World Gate. So I was thinking this world would be on page 6. We access it through a spiral key. It kind of has its own story, but since it's not a part of Arc 5, which if it was, they would have said that. This is kind of just its own world in between arcs, right? They could still lead it into Arc 5 if they wanted to, since they're making it mainline, but I feel like the goal is for them to kind of have it be its own, like, compartmentalized story. They can contain the story within this world, and it doesn't have to have, like, far-reaching consequences like an Arc would have. So that's what I'm thinking that they're going to do, and that gives the writers a little bit more options in terms of what they want the story to be, so they have more freedom with that. So those are my thoughts on everything that was announced during that live stream for the new world. We'll see if any of those things actually happen. I always kind of wonder if in these speculation videos, if anything that I'm saying actually ends up being true. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. If there's any other teasers that I think are worthy of a video, I'll make sure to cover that. If you guys want to stay involved, I'm doing live streams every weekend. Currently doing 2 streams per week, Saturday and Sunday. And then I'm also planning on releasing another video this Saturday, so look forward to that. But if you're not subscribed, please do so. Definitely leave a like on this video if you guys enjoyed it. And other than that, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you all next time.